What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Auto. My name is Max, and today I'm taking you on a ride in my BMW E30 325i. It's been 2 years, almost to the day, that I made the last video when it was going to Intrex for a new suspension setup. After that though, I had a lot of issues with the engine. The cylinder head cracked. There was a lot of coolant mixing with oil. Some mistakes were made during the first revision, which meant that it was just running hot a lot, and that resulted in the head to crack. But they really already have a tendency to crack, and then when you add some heat to it, they just crack like nothing else. So I needed another revision. Well, this is a completely new revision engine that has gone into my car. It is miles better now. As I said in my last video, it felt like it was running on nails sometimes, and it is much smoother now. It's more torquey, it runs better, it is just mega all around. And in addition to that, we have a couple other little tweaks that I'm going to show you, and the Intrex suspension. So September 2022, we went to Intrex for a new suspension setup because it used to have Bilstein and it was way too firm, way too hard. Didn't really like it. Ride height was a bit too low as well. So we went to Intrex because they are the best at creating custom suspension. And we always loved driving cars that have their suspension fitted. So we thought, let's go there and just get the best there is. So let's go back 2 years to a much younger Max when we visited Intrex with this car to get everything fitted.
And here we are at Intrex headquarters, just 30 kilometers from our office, which I absolutely love. They are one of the best in the world at making shock absorbers. They do so for racing, rallying, autocross. They also have industrial appliances and of course street cars as well. Now my car is down there and we're going to take a look at that in a minute, but I just want to give you a little intro to Intrex as a company. They have 40 years of experience. The founder of Intrex actually also developed the suspension on Michael Schumacher's Benetton when he won his first world championship. So there is some serious business going on here. And something I really love about this company is their philosophy basically is you need a soft spring so you keep contact with the road for as long as possible. And that is something that I have noticed over the last 13 years of testing cars, that this same philosophy might be my favorite one. I think that is the way I want to drive my cars. So that is why it's going on the E30. Let's have a look. Now, as I said, they make a variety of shock absorbers for something like this, off-roading, proper off-roading. Check out the size of that shock absorber. That is absolutely massive. And I've got big arms. Huge. This is for film crews to mount their cameras. Old Saab turbo, love that. Little Audi race car, and then we've got my car over here. Now let's have a look-see. You can see that we've got these H&R lowering springs and an Eibach damper in here, and we want to get rid of both of those. So the thing with Intrex is that normally what you would see is that this is mounted like that. So it sits like that in here, right? And that means that a lot of force is put on this top part, which is the thinnest part. So what they do is they have an upside down mounting technology basically. And that it means that this goes in here like that. And that means that you have a much thicker part at the top, which is much stronger. And the stiffer everything is, mounting wise, the softer the spring can be, which is what we want. So this is what will be going onto my car. It's a 1K2 shock absorber, which means that we have one knob on the top for bump and rebound with one twist, which is very handy. It also has ARC, anti-roll control, and it is height adjustable. So now you've seen the product that goes onto my car, but how is it made? They start with full tubing because they also do aerospace, and they need to control the entire process. They cut everything themselves, so they control every part of fabrication. They also have a massive stock of different springs to their own design and specification. This shock absorber is designed by a monotube design, which is a physical separation between gas and liquid. This means the nitrous, which is added to the chamber, can be at a much higher pressure. This prevents cavitation, which is the formation of air bubbles in the liquid, which leads to decrease in damping performance. So all these shock absorbers are custom made. The setup is done based on the car, based on what kind of car it is, of course, but also what it's used for, and of course what the customer wants. So check that out if you're interested. And now let's find out what this car feels like with its new suspension.
Thank you, Max. Okay, so that is that. As you could see, this is a proper suspension setup now. It is really, really good. Two other little things are changed at the front. The splitter is back here. If you've seen the last video, the splitter was gone. Replaced that with a, well, this is just a generic aftermarket one. And I also replaced these black grills, so they are now black again instead of very light gray. Other than that, some new tires as well, which is nice. And then the suspension, yeah, I don't have to show you, you've seen it. The ride height, as you can see, is a bit higher, which means that you clear speed bumps. And in here, hope you guys can see that. In here you can see the knob for the suspension, so you can tweak the rebound and the compression with one button, which is very smart on this Intrex system. And then the engine quickly. So yeah, as I said, it is a new revision engine with a lot of new parts on it, a new radiator as well, because that was leaky. Everything has been it's too much, everything has been done. It is just, yeah, it's a lot fresher than before, and you really feel that, which is great. I do have to get the strut brace back into place, but other than that, it is now perfect here. You can also see it's much cleaner. Everything is just newer. You can already tell, you know, that this is like much fresher than before, and it really shows. But the main thing about today's video is the drive, so let's go. So let's get in. I do still have the bear claw seat option on this car. Haven't been able to fix that yet. And on the interior, nothing has changed. Here we go. Let's go for a little drive. This is already, by the way, a very big difference driving on this kind of surface. It's so much more comfortable, and it feels, because of that, because it absorbs everything much better, it feels less old as well. All right, so little drive in my E30. My girlfriend is still pissed about the fact that she hasn't been able to drive it for like 2 years, but as you might remember, she drove the E55. In the meantime, I sold the E55, bought another old Volvo instead, so she's driving that right now. And yeah, I'm getting everything in order with the E30. So Intrex suspension on a lovely rural B road like this. This is where the difference is the biggest, of course, because the road is not perfect. You have dips, you have bumps, you have changes in the camber. It is so good. I cannot really stress enough how insane this is. It used to be crashy, hard, firm and unbalanced because of that. It would just sometimes catch you off guard with how firm it really was. Now though, the body kind of still moves. As I said, it's not too hard. That is also what Intrex love to do. They don't install super hard springs. They still have, you know, some softness to them. You have some movement in the body, but that means that you have so much more control with this setup. It is insane. Speed bumps are much more doable as well. As I said in my earlier video, it used to bottom out on speed bumps. It does not do that anymore, which is great. But also just like there are a lot of little bumps and just it's so insane. There are like parts of roads that I used to take with this car that I I just thought, where did the bump go, or where did the pothole go? It's night and day. Well, you can take them with speed as well. And so this is even, you know, this is one of the more basic setups that Intrex offer. You can go completely nuts. You can go four-way adjustable. You can go electric height control. I don't know if this is all available for the E30, but this is like one of their more basic setups, and even this is just magic. So yeah, I would definitely recommend anyone looking for a new suspension setup to go to Intrex. It doesn't really matter what you have and what you drive and what you use the car for. I promise you that they have a suitable solution. I even saw someone with like an old Volvo XC70, like from 2004, and he put Intrex on it and raised it up. I think to be able to jump speed bumps or something. But I thought that was such a cool thing as well, that people do that. They spend proper money on a car like that because they just know that with Intrex suspension, the car is just so much better. So again, the control, that is what you're looking for. You want the car to be able to move around a little bit, to move with the road a little bit, to absorb all the biggest bumps, of course, but also to kind of still move around. It all makes sense. Thank you, by the way, for everyone who commented on my last E30 video that, you know, you already, I think some of you already spotted the heat issues with the car. It was kind of fluctuating in heat a little bit, and some of you spotted that. I already was aware of that, and they were going to look at it, but I do appreciate the fact that you are looking out for me like that. So I hope that you're able to see, you know, when I hit those little bumps and the holes and stuff, that you're able to see how good this is in a 30-year-old car. It's just nuts. It also jolts a lot less through the body, of course, because yeah, less of that energy is sent through the body and more is absorbed by those dampers. So, second gear. Woo, that's a big bird. A falcon, I think. Very nice. Yeah, so the engine, this is also a lot better, but that's not really, you know, what this video is about. It is the perfect package now. This engine now is so much more smooth, and then you have this incredible suspension. Look at that. It is so loose, and still it offers so much control. It's like ridiculous. I don't understand how that, well, I now do understand how it works, but I think it is just absolute magic. So speed bump, that's quite a big one, and this, all these four sides are quite deep, but it's just, the car really doesn't care about it anymore. So I hope I've been able to show you guys what this system can do, what the guys at Intrex can do. Speed bump, boom. It's so good. What the guys at Intrex can do, they can do it for any car. They just need some info from you, how you use the car, what you want from it. You know, do you want it to be like a track car or a road car or both, or just a road car, or you know, what do you like? I like a bit more ride height, so I can actually use it and attack these speed bumps here. Yeah, this setup for me is absolutely spot on. If you have a car you need suspension for, go check out Intrex. Link is in the description. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. You can also check out this video, this playlist, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.